Hello and welcome to Darius Watch Club, and today we ask a very important question: which one to get the most? Well, I did a while back a video that was called the most important question in the universe, which one to get. And it was about the Casios, but this is not that video. This video is more about care and quality and what fits your wrist. And we have three Rolex Homage watches, and I want to talk about that, and I want to tell you a few things you might already knew, but maybe some things you didn't know. And yeah, let's start. So a while ago I started like with my Casios, and this was kind of my first watch, a Fossil, an older one. I like this very much, and I got this out for comparison because the last few days I was watching James Bond movies, and he wears an Omega that looks a bit like a mix of these two. But yeah, so I got myself first the Invicta Pro Diver 42 millimeters. The reference number is 29180, and it's a great watch. It's on a Jubilee, and I will talk about this watch in a second, and we will compare the different qualities of these watches and what I like, what I don't like, what stands out, and maybe you can take something away for yourself. Then I got myself a lot of other watches, and then I saw that this ADDISDIVE was really praised, and a great quartz watch, really flat, really light, somehow a better Rolex Homage with excellent lume and very, very accurate. Like this baby runs, let me check, 11:75 and 30 seconds. Yeah, it runs like really, really accurate, and I didn't taper with the time for a while. It wears very comfortable, but it has other issues. We'll come to that in a second. And then lately I wanted to upgrade from the ADDISDIVE and from the Invicta to something that had a proper lume, that was automatic. The Cyclops really grew on me, and I wanted to try different colors. I tried the black one. It didn't fit my taste. The black one was not for me. Now I tasted the blue one, and since I like the blue, I thought maybe this one I like. But as you can see, blue is not blue. Like this is an indigo blue, and this blue is also a different blue. So different shades of blue, and they all make a difference. And I started wearing this watch, and it was very comfortable. As you can see, it has a lot of micro adjusts. It has a kind of cool clasp. It has a milled clasp. It is an upgrade from the pressed clasps I have, and I will talk about that in a second. And it also has a pretty scratchy backside, and other than that, its quality is really, really good, but I somehow don't like it as much as the other twos, and I wonder why, and I will tell you. And we'll come to that today. And this also, but whatever I say, it doesn't have to be the same for you, because just because I don't like a thing doesn't mean that you don't like it. So this is a video about perfect fit and what fits your or suits your needs and your wrist. And yeah, because this is it is heavier than the other ones. I think I weighed it in at 160 grams, and I think it's good, but it feels a bit heavy on my own wrist. As you can see, I like like somehow, and that is my personal taste. I like lighter watches. I think these two weigh 120 grams, and I like flat watches. Like this one, because it's a quartz, it's I think the flattest. I don't know how many millimeters, but 12.5, I guess, than the Invicta. And then this one is way chunkier. I think it's 13.5 millimeters, and it also weighs a bit more. And this one seems to me is the slimmest of all. It's a quartz watch. It's, I think, 12 millimeters or something like this, and it hugs the wrist really well. We'll see that there is something that's called like wrist hug, when it really hugs the wrist very well. I will put this off. I wanted to do a 10-minute video, that's why it's running. So let's come to the first one. And well, let me first clean up my nose. Give me a second. So the nose is clear again. Okay, so this was one of my first, and what I love about the Invicta, so pros and cons. I have to say a black dial and white indices is really, really great. These two watches with a black dial are a bit clearer to spot. The how do you say, the contrast is just bigger. You take a glance at the watch, you instantly know. With the blue, it's a bit well, depends on the blue tone, but as you can see, I would say the black one is a bit better to spot. So it doesn't too many watches on my wrist. I like the color. I like the red. I don't know if it comes out on the camera. Today's pretty, but I like the red. I like the blue. It's a different kind of blue. It's a bit more azure, I would say. It's more like this. It's more like the water. It's not a deep royal blue. This I would say is indigo, and this is a bit different. I think it's very tasteful. Some don't like the Invicta in scripture, the wings, all of that stuff. I truly do love it. I love the wings. I love the Invicta insignia. This one I do not love, but like all the rest, I do. I don't care if the crown is signed or not. The exhibition case back is nice, but I rarely see it. And the clasp definitely is from hell. But I have to say, this watch never failed me in comfort, in feel, and it never failed me in just the wearability. I will put it on my wrist and I will tell you why. It has a pressed clasp, yes, but when I have it on my wrist, like I take a look at it, and it's pretty big for my small wrist. I should go to a 40 millimeter, but I take a glance and I instantly know the time because of the black dial, the white contrasting marks. I like the colors. It hugs the wrist very well. So it just is comfortable. It was like, these sometimes can be uncomfortable. Because it's too slim, it can slip, or it fits good, or sometimes because at the beginning the bracelet was too sharp. This one is amazing, but sometimes it's a bit too heavy, top heavy, like guitars have that guitars sometimes are top heavy, like a Gibson, and this I feel is a bit heavy on top and a bit lightweight, but it could be also like because I have a tiny wrist and so it doesn't fit it perfectly. And of course, I think the Jubilee is just a great bracelet to have. It's very, very comfortable, maybe much more comfortable than something like this. It really hugs the wrist perfectly. Is the bezel good? The bezel does its job. It's a decent bezel. It does not have play. I like that. It's very, very accurate. It's amazing. The crown is good. It's very accurate. In my Invicta runs like 20 seconds slow every day, which is okay. This one is pretty accurate, the quartz, and this one runs 20 seconds faster, my Steeldive, this one. And what I do also like about this, yes, it has just a press clasp, and we are not the best friends, but Invicta does care. Although, like, they cheap out a bit, but here, as I go through, this is as smooth as a baby's butt. It just is. No sharp edges. It's rounded. You cannot hurt yourself here. And here it's a bit sharp, but no problem. It has 4 micro adjustments, like all the micro adjustments you need. I think 2 are too little, 3 are not enough, 4 are great. And this one has more than 4, but I never needed more than 4. And so the Invicta does certain things right. It is a faithful homage. I kind of like that it's playful. It is not too heavy. It is not too light. Like, the quality is kind of good, not the best. Here, these edges, I kind of filed them down a bit. Just here, it's my personal taste. I filed them here down. I like them a bit softer. And yeah, Invicta kind of strikes the perfect balance between quality, affordability, and it cares. It somehow cares. I don't know, and it feels great. I can wear this also on my leather strap, and it just feels great. And although this feels, or somebody could say that this is cheap, it does the job. And I have this Invicta for a very long time, and it never fails to perform. It never fails to feel comfortable. It never fails to make me happy. And I don't know how the watch does it, but it does it. The Lume, I will show you the Lume in a second, and we will compare it. I will show you, like, this is the Lume from the Invicta. I would say on camera it's a bit better than maybe in real life, because, like, I think the camera lightens it up a bit, but it is a decent Lume. It's I would say okay Lume. It's not the best, it's not the worst, it is okay, and it does its job. And that much about the Invicta. Here the ADDISDIVE compared with the Steeldive. I have to say, everybody praises that this is the same color, and they like it so much, and here it's the different color. But I have to say, my personal taste makes me like this one more, the ADDISDIVE, with the 2 separate colors, because I have a distinct bezel color and a distinct dial color, and it's awesome, and I loved it. And it's personal taste, but yeah, sometimes it's good to express this, because, like, sometimes we're shilling for something and we don't know even why. But this ADDISDIVE Lume and the ADDISDIVE feels better on my wrist than the Steeldive. Maybe just personal taste. And here this is like my old fossil watch from the 90s. So we've seen the Lume. Let's talk a bit about the ADDISDIVE. So in my eyes, only praise for the Invicta. Definitely not all perfect. You could, and yes, I have a very small wrist, but I'm working on it. And yes, I should get a 40 millimeter, but all in due time. It's a great watch. I like it, and I'm considering to buy maybe a 38 millimeter Invicta or a 40 millimeter Invicta, although I know that there's great China brands out there. So let's come to the ADDISDIVE. This wonder for like 40 bucks. And what do I like about the watch? It's very affordable. It's very beautiful, I have to say. The quality on this watch is great. I like the huge bib on this, and I miss it on this one. And I just love it. I love the Starbucks. I love even the small indices or seconds hand. Wait a second, I have to clean up my nose. I don't know what's up here today. Maybe some pollen. Somehow this watch has grown on me a lot. I like that it's a beater. I do love the duotone, and I miss it on the Steeldive. I love the bezel. It turns easily. It doesn't have play, no back play. I love the way it does it. Some might say it feels cheap. I truly love it. Here the bezel is fantastic. It's good. No back play on this one. But I have to say I like the ADDISDIVE. And the seconds hand doesn't hit every mark, which is sad. The hands are a bit smaller than they maybe could or should be, but it's due to the Miyota quartz movement inside of there. I think it cannot sustain a heavier hand, and it's very, very accurate, like very accurate. And it's a simple watch. The clasp is pretty cheap, I would say, but it does the job. It does the job very well. Like when you put this watch on your wrist, it's just comfortable. Like I love it. But when it came, the bracelet was a bit sharp, and the clasp edges were also a bit sharp, so I filed them down, and now it's softer. And yeah, I think this is a weak part, because like this could be sharp, or this could bend or break, or in some cases you could harm yourself with this. Like I don't know how, but it just feels like it could in a very bad way, but it doesn't. But other than that, it's a great watch, and it's one of my favorites, and I will keep this and honor it and wear it. But yeah, this is like, you have to soften it a bit down, and a great watch. When it comes, like the ADDISDIVE and the Steeldive have a very scratchy backside here, so I filed this down quite a lot. I don't know why this is so scratchy. You could file things down with this scratchy back part here, but yeah, nothing but praise for this watch, but it has its downsides. And yeah, wait a second, I have to clean up my nose again. And now we come to the last watch here, and it's the Steeldive in blue. A great watch. The huge magnification grew on me a lot. I do love the bezel, although I think like each bezel is a bit different. Like this one is very, I don't know, it's a bit strange, but it does its job, and it's good. I would say it's good. This one I like the most. It feels a bit like a toy, but I love it. And this, I think, feels like a real bezel should feel like. The indices are long. It's very accurate, although it runs 20 seconds faster. The backside is pretty scratchy. I had to soften this down. With the rest, I was pretty happy. And here's where this like really shines, like the milled clasp. Here it's just maybe a bit sharp. Maybe I should file this down, or maybe somebody who worked it could have rounded this up a bit. So I don't think you can harm yourself with this, but just the quality of this is amazing. The micro adjustments are plenty, as you can see here. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 6 holes. Everything screams quality, or it screams quality. I don't know if it is quality, but I would say it's good enough. And yeah, it is a bit heavier. It's 40 grams heavier. That may be perfect for your own wrist. For mine, again, I feel maybe, and it's also due to climate. Like, you know, when it gets warmer, like sometimes this fits you perfectly and this fits you perfectly, but this doesn't. But then you have a few degrees less, and these start slipping over your wrist bone, and then this one is your favorite one. Yeah, all in all, a great watch, but I'm thinking of maybe selling this off or changing something. I don't know. It is a good watch, but it doesn't infuse me with the joy these two watches do, and this watch does. And I think it's due to personal preferences. And I think I personally, for my wrist, need a lighter watch and a flatter watch. And so if you take something from this video, I think there is no one great watch for anybody. It is, you have to taste and you have to find out what suits your needs and really what you like personally. Like, I do love the duotone and I miss it on this one. And maybe you like that it doesn't have the duotone, and maybe you like it a bit heavier, and maybe you like it a bit chunkier, and maybe you have a different wrist and a different taste and preferences than me. And you gotta find out, and you gotta make way and time for that. Don't collect too many watches. Try to find a few ones you wear, and yeah, keep those in great, how do you say, shape, honor. Well, we see us until the next video. See ya.